from Team Powerhouse, the PowerCast for Team Powerhouse, live to you today, July 6th, Tuesday. Very excited to meet with you guys today. Have a lot to talk about. I have a special guest I'm going to introduce you to in about 1 minute. And more importantly, just to kind of recap last week, we had over here Mike Christopher from Guaranteed Rate with Minimum Mortgages, lots of questions there. And it was very exciting. A lot of people may have questions about that. Do not hesitate to send those in. Today I'm sitting with my special friend over here. His name is Ben Deveran. Good to have you here, buddy. Ben Deveran is absolutely. Ben Deveran is built and created a company, a marketing company. He's a marketing phenom, in my opinion. And a lot of great things to ask him questions about. You may have questions today about. Please go on Facebook, Instagram, send your questions in. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Team Powerhouse Real Estate. Hit subscribe. We look forward to having you join our crew over there. In addition to that, we have our special guest over here, Ben Deveran from Next Wave Marketing. And what Ben Deveran is going to talk to us about today is many exciting things. A little background on Ben Deveran is he is an Xavier High School alum, which very excited to share with you about that. He's done some great things since being out. My son went to Xavier High School, so I have to bring that up. And actually, my son Danny is the one that found you and got the connection to us together, which I thought was pretty cool through social media. And I'm pretty excited about that. So, Ben, tell me a little about Next Wave Marketing, please.
Well, we're a branding company, and primarily we focus on helping people build their personal brands online. We offer solutions for PR and digital advertising.
And he does a great job with that as well. He definitely knows how to help build your business and get you out there. So if you are an entrepreneur, you own a company, you're looking to grow your business and get yourself out there, he covers all the fields. I'm not sure if you're a painter, a plumber, electrician, if you have a company in construction, science, whatever it is, and you want to help grow, Ben is a great guy to start with and help you grow your business. So tell me, Ben, in talking about what a great client is for you in the industry we're in, tell me what you like to kind of go over with clients and how you go about doing things.
In what regard?
You know, a client calls you up and says, hey, listen, I want to grow my business.
Yeah.
What's some things that they should know to get ready for or plan for themselves?
I mean, it really depends what their need is, whether it's to just, there's a difference between branding and direct marketing. With branding, you're not going to get a direct, return right away. Primarily, you're just investing to grow. They might be people that know who you are, or they might be people who like, know, and trust you. Whereas with direct marketing, you're like, hey, I got $5,000, I want to spend it to market my business online, and we want to, bring in more customers and sell more of our product or service. So that's the first thing, and then from there, it's just figuring out what's going to work best for them. So
that is something he specializes in. I keep saying the same thing over and over. So let's talk about the overall economy today. We have a lot of things happening in today's real estate market. The market has been crazy in my real estate market, in the business.
yeah, tell me about it.
Selling and buying, the sellers are excited, and the buyers are a little bit on the freak out side.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of activity's been happening, and people have to get ready to be prepared for the idea of what's going to battle to buy and sell a house. The same thing you need to do when it comes to marketing yourself, right? You need to know what things you need to do to get yourself out there so people know who you are.
What makes a great point? I know you said you got a mortgage loan officer on you last week. Well, we're doing an article right now on USA Today for real estate and mortgage providers. And I was interviewing a guy that does mortgages, and he was talking to me about how their biggest competition is also how they're in business, which is positioning their client who got approved for a loan to compete with cash buyers, right? So I can also see in today's market how if you want to buy a home, it's hard with the prices being so high to wait to get that loan approved, which is higher than it usually would be in today's marketplace, versus someone who has the cash and they're ready to buy it. So I could, from an agent perspective, a mortgage perspective, I could see how there's different challenges in today's market for sure.
A lot of you are looking to buy a house, and maybe you're still young. You've got some money in the bank, you're socking it away, right? How do you make your money grow for yourselves? How do you build yourself up? One of the things that I think that people need to know more about is how to make their money work for them, right?
Yeah.
So
big on investing.
Big in investing.
Yeah.
You've been a big investor, and you're pretty knowledgeable in the different fields of investing and having some fun.
I'll just say that it depends on the type of investor you're going to be. It just depends on your relationship with money, and that really stems with your environment, not education. So the way you were raised, people you surround yourself with, they either think of money in scarcity or abundance. So when we talk about like the GDP we were talking about earlier, in the global GDP, there's $30 trillion in the U.S. economy right now.
Wow.
Right?
That's a lot.
Before COVID, there was 20 trillion, right? So about the accurate number is about 30%, but 30% of the dollar that we use today was minted in the past year. So if I had there are like 7 goldfish on this table, and each goldfish is worth $1, and all of a sudden I add 3 more, those are all worth what? Less. So when you print money, you print lots of it, the value goes down. You can look at history in other countries and see how that it happens. So to answer your question about investing in today's market, you have to invest. Saving your money is losing more than the normal inflation rate, and by just putting your money in a market account in today's marketplace is probably getting you just at like keeping it at the same value. So there's more money in the economy, right? And because of that, the value of all the money you have saved in your bank account is worth less, on top of the fact that inflation is already a thing. So in short, everyone needs to invest. Obviously,
good financial advisor.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not a financial advisor, but you need to invest your money. And what we were talking about is the rate of return from stocks, bonds, crypto, housing, and all that stuff. Yeah, there's a great return, it's passive. But if you're not in the position to make money work for you on the level where you already have cash flowing assets like intellectual property, these other assets, intellectual property meaning like a business, you need to be investing into yourself, right? And when you invest money into yourself, the rate of return is a lot higher than buying a stock and waiting for it to go up 15% a year. You go ahead and invest 10 grand yourself, and you're able to make an extra $30,000. What is that? 200% return.
It's funny you mention that. A lot of people in our lives and in your life, you say to yourself, how do I grow as a business person? How do I get out there to promote myself? What am I doing? Am I scared to promote myself? Do I know how to promote myself? What do I do to promote myself? Where's the right place to put your money? You see all these different things on the computer. You have different people talking, and exactly what is the right place to do it is going to be sometimes you trip and fall, right?
Yeah.
Or sometimes you listen to somebody who's done it the right way before, and you take advantage of that opportunity, right?
Well, that was really it wasn't like a question, but like what I'm thinking about here is like, you're thinking like Central Connecticut, right?
Yes.
This isn't like a booming economy, whereas even like the shoreline, you're going to see a lot more people that understand branding because there's competition. I mean, here, most people who are from like a city would be like, oh, this is like the sticks. These aren't like booming economies, but that also is an asset to professionals, businesses in the area to promote themselves because no one's doing it, right? And that's from an online perspective with social media and whatnot. So
I definitely will tell you that in the economy, as far as we see it, I mean, the real estate market is nutso, right? And how does a business start to develop their nutso situation? How do they get their businesses to boom and get more people to come in and
here in the economy?
Right. Well, I mean, Connecticut, we have a lot of New Yorkers coming in, so I'll say to you that I think that Connecticut economy is definitely picking up. The biggest problem they're having is that we have no people working, which is definitely taking a toll on a lot of businesses. You're not going to make as much money
can't operate the way they want to.
I think that the more that people start to become involved in getting jobs again, will definitely create more business, and it'll start to cycle itself around.
Yeah, well, the problem is no one wants to work. No one wants to work. You make more money on it. If you are in, let's say a tax bracket of like below 40,000, you make more money being unemployed than actually having a job right now.
That's pretty scary.
So if you need base, like entry level workers for any sector, aspect of your company, good luck, right? And good luck even finding a good talent, because the people are working still is a slim amount. Basically what this all happening is like it weeded out the people that are more like on the socialist side that just want things given to them.
Okay, we have to be careful with this conversation. We can't go too deep on it. Yeah, politics. I definitely see that the business need more employees, obviously. But going back to investing in yourself, right? Let's go back into investing in ourselves. In today, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, if you get ahead of the curve right now, right? Well, no one is doing it. Who are they going to remember? They're going to remember you. And that's why marketing yourself today is so important. There are a lot of avenues to market yourself. It's all these different social media outfits, right? All these different social media places, but a lot of people just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it, and they're scared of it. They're scared because, I don't know what to do first. I don't know what to do next. Who do I talk to? And again, coming back to someone like yourself.
You just gotta put yourself out there.
You have to put yourself out there.
And you can't look at it from a rate of return, meaning the amount of time you put into it or money. You're not doing it with the normal way of investing. Be like, hey, before I'm buying or purchasing something, I'm only going to put a certain amount in because I think I'm going to get this return, right? When you build a brand, it's exponential, right? Like it took me 3 years to build the brand that I have today, but it's got me to the point where people call me and ask me for things. Like that took a lot of time. I don't know how much money to spend on it,
right?
But it's, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no rate of return for, hey, I'm going to start a podcast, get on social media, start advertising online. I'm just going to do it to do it because I know it's going to benefit me, especially in a market like this because there's no competition. Whereas like, David, if you were a real estate agent in Miami, dude, you'd have to spend at least like 30 grand a year on advertising, marketing, a portion of what you generate in sales to just compete.
Right. I definitely agree with you. I think a lot of businesses don't invest in their businesses. They might tiptoe inside it, they might dabble, and they don't succeed from it, and then what happens is they feel it wasn't good for them to do that kind of experience and investment.
It's really like mom and pop-ish. I know the issue with like where I say like this area, and this is where I'm from and whatnot, but there's a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of people, scarcity mindsets, a lot of people don't want to expand, like they don't want to grow. And I'll tell you this, anything that isn't growing is dying. And that's just how that's nature. But unfortunately, a lot of people are just very comfortable in this specific area. And if there's one thing in the audience, I'm thinking about the audience, people here, is to think bigger, to grow, to invest, and have a dream, right? Like if you have a service or a business, you've been in business for a while, or you're just getting started, you should be shooting for the absolute most, like whatever that fictitious dream, something you don't think you can accomplish, you should be going after that. And there's ever been a time in today's world where you have this many resources, the access to information, the be able to contact anyone in the world at any time. And the more you learn these skills and apply yourself to it, the better your life's going to be. But there's just like literally mental brick walls in people's minds that are like, they're more afraid about wasting time learning something than spending time doing anything at all, if that makes sense.
People can learn at any age. People can be in their 20s, their 30s, or 40s, or 50s, their 60s, and above. If you have and make time for that opportunity to learn about a skill set, or hire somebody who can teach you, build you up, that's everything. And sometimes it's better to pay somebody to help you learn and to grow your business.
Well, you need to.
Absolutely.
What we're trying to say is, like, it's something I struggle with too, with like my free time. I spend more time thinking about spending time doing something than actually doing it, because I'm afraid I'm going to waste my time doing it, when really I'm wasting my time thinking about if I'm going to be wasting my time.
Right.
And that's what most people do on a day-to-day basis. They're like, hey, I should get my real estate license, or I should, learn how to sell or start a business. But they spend more time thinking about it than actually just getting started, and that's the whole premise of this. But that's because they're not forced to do it because of the area that they live in and the environment. But if they were forced to change, if you were forced to change because if you live in like a big economy, like you live in Miami, and I put your real estate business in Miami, you guys would all be sitting in a room going, holy ooh, how? Sorry. How the hell are we gonna build business here? Like, we have a lot of competition. We gotta adapt. We gotta get better. What are we gonna do, right? But instead of spending time thinking about it, you actually are forced to do it because what do? You put yourself in a position where you had no choice.
Right.
So to answer your question, if you're not willing to put yourself in a position where you have no choice but to go forward, you're not going to succeed.
When you're desperate, would you want something more than anything else in the world? What is your why in life will help you to push you, to balance you?
And this is what I wanted. This is one of those things that, hey, Ben, I was like, I don't want to talk about so much from like my past, but like, guess what? If you're not willing, and in eyes like crossing your Rubicon, right? So like Napoleon, he invaded Rome, right? And all the troops were like, what are we gonna do here? And there's this river, the Rubicon River, and once you cross the river, it was like war, right? It'd be like if I shot you and then your army came after me. As soon as he crosses the river, and they all look and they're like, oh, like we're in this, right? Yeah. So like I read that in the book, and I'd already done it, but I thought about it as like crossing the Rubicon, as some people say, but if you're not willing to take a risk that's so monumental that your back's against the wall and you actually have to move forward, don't even bother, because you're not going to succeed.
You're going to sit there and circle and circle and circle, be the same place you started before, think about it, talk about it. Number one skill for people who have to work on today, what would you say that is?
Yeah, the ability to sell.
Right.
Because one, you need money to live. That's just a no-brainer. But everything in life is a sale. Your relationships, your friendships, obviously with the products and stuff, but everything is negotiating. The better you get at negotiating, explaining, verbal skills, tonality, eye contact, for any age, the better you improve at that, the more opportunities you're going to have, the more money you'll be able to make, etc. But if you can't sell, we all want things, right?
You also have to be able to communicate too, right? Your language skills.
But it is, yeah, but like,
right? And the stronger your language skills, the better you can communicate with people.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean language skills you have to take classes to speak, but it also includes listening to people who are well spoken, who have knowledge.
Right, but like I could persuasion day to day. David, stand up. You don't want to stand up. Now I have to persuade you to do it, but like I want you to do that, right?
Yes.
In a way that's selling, although I'm not getting something. Well, I am. You said I want you to stand up for some odd reason, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That everyone has to sell every day, and the people who say, "Oh, I don't want to sell. Like I don't get it. I don't like it." Trust me. The more you learn about it, the more you get. The better you get at it, the better your whole life is going to be. The more confidence you're going to have. Especially coming from someone like myself, like when I was younger, I struggled with like my own self-esteem growing up because people is my environment. I don't want to go into too much detail, but like your environment, like it pushes you into this hole. Like, oh yeah, like this is who I was, right? Did well in school, got bad grades, got in trouble. But the ability to sell, to explain myself, it's worked well for me, but like it's this one thing I would say is a skill that if you learn how to sell, you do a lot better.
I think definitely one of the most important things in a skill would be listening too. I think in not just selling, but before you can even sell, you have to listen. I think listening to people and understanding what people are talking about on a daily basis. I think being able to, when you're a kid, if you listen to your parents, you are less likely to get in trouble. But then you start to kind of take chances with different things by listening and how far you can push things, if you will. But listening skills are tremendous as you get older, and especially when it comes to being in sales or any kind of business you're in, because
everything likes to sell. Right? But yeah.
Every time you are working with somebody if you were in a restaurant, right? And you have people coming in and they want certain kind of foods and they ask for a certain way. You listen to them and you provide a service for them. That service makes them very happy because listening, sales, kind of and the psychology of people, I think also plays a big role. Learn how to listen and interact with people. We're going way tangents all over the place over here. Sorry about that. So we are talking today with Ben Deveran from Next Wave Marketing. I'm hoping that if you haven't done so yet and you're watching us on Facebook or Instagram, you'll go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is Team Powerhouse Real Estate. On that, subscribe, please. What we're going to be doing every week is giving away a free tumbler, which I'm paying for you as a gift by subscribing. And with that, we have a young lady, her name is Heather Knotts, and she's got a great company that she does these beautiful things for us. And I just want to help to build your business. So with that being said, if you own a business and you would like to come on our podcast, I'd love to have you here. Love to chat with you, help build your business, and get people to know who you are. Let's help promote you, sell you, and educate the people around you about your business. It doesn't matter how big or small you are, but we're going to definitely talk to you. Real estate today is a crazy place, as I mentioned before, buying and selling. We have a lot of people coming in. There's lots of questions, about what's involved in buying a house, right? So if you're a first-time buyer, what's some questions you might want to ask me?
Property taxes.
Great question.
I mean.
Okay, put on the spot here. Property taxes.
Okay, let's say, all right, so I'm shopping for a single-family home.
Yes.
Right? So I like West Hartford, let's just say that.
Beautiful
right?
town, do a lot of work in
Yeah.
Hartford.
I really like Tudor houses too.
Okay.
But I do know that how much work they are. So
Yes.
that if you ask some questions specific to me, I'd be like, if I were to buy a Tudor house,
Yes.
right, in cash, by the way, I don't want a mortgage.
Okay. I love those kind of buyers.
What should I look? What are the issues? I know it's an older house. I like the outside of it. I trust me. I look all over Zillow. The inside of this house.
Putting it in a spot first of all about a house. Great question. Tudor house. Typically, Tudor houses are darker inside, right?
Yeah.
So how can we shed as much light as possible on the inside? So therefore, it has more of that open feel.
Yeah.
And it's going to be something that people walk in and go, wow, right? So
right.
we're going to talk paint colors, recessed lighting. We're going to talk about the different dynamics of how the space is being laid out. What color patterns are you using in your house? The color patterns will make a big difference. And I'm going to say to you that when you're looking to buy a house, let's say in West Hartford, a Tudor home is very nice. You want to look at your landscaping, right? What surrounds you and the sunlight comes into the house. You have a lot of trees around you. Do you need to cut back some of the trees to bring more light into your house? Great question. Sometimes in Tudor homes you find a lot of dark wood. You can paint wood. Painting wood is easy. Get a good painter. Don't paint yourself if you don't know how to paint. Very costly mistake, by the way. Sometimes people go, I can do that, and then they do it, and it doesn't come out so great, and it becomes a big challenge later on because then you're gonna not only spend your time physically.
You're gonna list a home with crappy paint.
Right. So listing a home in Sunham. So definitely, in order to get a Tudor home, a little more sparkle inside, will definitely things you can do, like again paint and.
Let's talk about crypto.
You want to talk about crypto? All right, we're gonna end the show with a little bit of crypto that Ben likes to talk about over here also.
Just a quick reminder from the guy behind the microphone. If you want to be entered into the contest, you have to comment your name.
Please comment your name,
and I will have, so we know who you are, so I can contact you. Thank you.
We definitely need your name on either Facebook, is that Instagram, or is it on YouTube? Which channel are you looking at right now?
Everywhere. We're looking everywhere. We're even on LinkedIn right now.
LinkedIn as well. Please put your name out there. I want to contact you and put you in the drawing for this beautiful tumbler that good for hot and cold and drinks very well. All right, so quickly, just to touch base on that crypto.
Yeah. What about it? Like the market cap, what's going on today? I mean, I think we put a few things down, right? Questions.
Yeah.
The first thing, right? So what to look for when, let's say, I'm going to invest in a crypto coin or a project or a blockchain. It's all about utility, okay? It's all about future growth. It's all about utility. When you look at a coin like, let's say, like Ethereum, right? Like, you have to base its market cap from the whole slice of the pie and realize what utility is it going to provide, or does it currently provide to you. That's how you price the value. The value is not based on the price of it. Like, people think it's like a stock. It's worth this, it's gonna go up more because of the whatever, right? You're buying based off of, hey, I think this utility is undervalued. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Like, let's say there's like a Swiss Army knife.
Yes.
And then a regular knife. And the regular knife is worth 75% of this overall pie. Let's say the whole pie is a market cap.
Yes.
And that market cap is the worth of this and that.
Yes.
And let's say it's $10. But the big knife is worth $7 and the Swiss Army knife is worth $3.
Yes.
The Swiss Army knife can like unscrew
You give it time.
I thought you said not that. The Swiss Army knife can what? Cut a bunch of different knives, scissors, corkscrew for wine, all that stuff.
Yes.
Why is that worth less than that knife? Right? So that then you'd be like, it's not. I'm gonna invest in that. So like, of course, there's more to go into detail about it, but like when you say like, why the hell do people buy this stuff? That's what's going on.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring a very knowledgeable expert in investing on the show. This is an important question as you're a person with money who wants to know about, do I invest in crypto? Do I invest in the mutual funds? Do I invest in stocks? What am I investing in? Bonds? We're going to bring some of the show for that kind of stuff to you, and I'm happy you brought it up. It's something that people kind of dance around, tiptoe around, et cetera, et cetera.
Like, one thing people don't know with me is like, I've done very well in business, it's definitely the breadwinner, but I've done very well in investing. And I think I'm a better investor than operator of a company. So like I'm really excited. I'll just say that.
All right, I want to say thank you so much today again for Ben Deveran from the Next Wave Marketing Company, a true entrepreneur and a great guy to talk with. And we have a lot of things to talk about today. Looking forward to speaking with you next week about more things real estate. We're going to bring in somebody possibly from our friend in Pennsylvania. I'd love to bring in Brad Wiseman from Platinum Realty maybe next week. Talk about bringing in over here somebody for our investment information.
Oh, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I just like to shoot the shit about stuff that I, learned about or know about or things like that.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us here. Please, again, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Team Powerhouse Real Estate. Hit subscribe. We look forward to you joining us every week, and I want to thank you very much. Have a good night, guys.